Giving back to Kansas City. Thanks for watching today Behind the Gavel with Jason. I'm Jason Roski on the KC Auction Company here in Kansas City, Missouri. And today we're going to be talking about the importance of giving back to our community personally, as a company, and then why you should consider doing it as well if you're in a position to do so. We've been, hey Stacy, hey Joanne. If you have any questions, let us know. But we're going to be talking about how we're giving back, what things we've done in the past, and kind of what we think will happen in the future. We've been very fortunate and blessed with this company to be able to work with some of the best estates and antiques and collectibles and artwork in Kansas City for well over a decade now. And one of the things that has been important to us since the beginning is giving back to Kansas City. Even when we were just starting out, kind of struggling to get our footing, we always felt that Kansas City always treated us well. Stacey and I love it here. We've lived in many different places over our nearly 25 years of marriage now. And we keep coming back to Kansas City. We're obviously here for a long time now with our children going to school and with the roots that the KC Auction Company now has. And so we decided early on to do things that would help local organizations further their mission and just be good neighbors to our friends and families here in Kansas City. And the reason this came to light this week is we recently worked with KCPT. We talked about that here, the Antique and Fine Art Appraisal Fair we do with them, and got an email from Ananda Solomon and Erica King at the station with kind of results of the event. And it really, really touched me to get a nice email. But the first line was, "We've processed the numbers, and this year's Antiques and Fine Art Appraisal Fair was a historic success." Anytime an auctioneer hears a historic success in a positive way, we get excited about that. And it really did do very well. The event was attended by 275 donors and their guests. They estimate we looked at over 700 items, and the event raised nearly $25,000 to support KCPT and their mission here in Kansas City. And public television in every city does such a fantastic job. I know here in Kansas City, they do a lot of work with education programs and outreach into the community and things like that. And that's really important for us to be able to support that mission because it makes our city better. KCPT and their outreach and their education programs, focusing on lesser income areas in town, really give tools to the entire city to better itself. And we're really thankful we could be involved with that. And that the event went so well for them. Thanks for watching, Gerald. If you have any questions, let me know. Another organization we work with many times is Operation Breakthrough. Early on, we started working with them and supporting their cause. They were started by Sisters Bertha and two nuns, basically, back in the early to mid 70s. And they are over on Troost Avenue here in Kansas City, which is kind of become a historic dividing line of the haves and have-nots. It's not in some ways it's not as defined as it once was. It's not as harsh a line, but in other ways it's very, very strong. And they're right on Troost Avenue. They've actually expanded here recently. They built a bridge across Troost to another building where their programs and services can help more kids. And basically they help single mothers as their main client in working class poor conditions, offers them free daycare so they can go to work. And their kids get brought to the Operation Breakthrough facility. They're fed, they're taught, they learn how to interact with other kids and adults, and they're just given the opportunities and the tools that I've taken for granted with our children, but I know in many neighborhoods that's not the case. Thanks for watching, Wayne. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Post them here or send me a message later on. But we're so happy that early on we were able to donate books to them. When we worked in the States, had a bunch of kids' books. We would talk to family and talk to them about donating the books. We had another Amazon vendor, and we actually bought Gaylord boxes full of kids' books and donated them directly to Operation Breakthrough. Now we can help them in different ways. Our business is it's similar but different. We handle a different merchandise, and they received a donation of antiques a couple of years ago. They were really nice, good Victorian furniture and some paintings and things like that they had they knew were valuable. They knew that there was a market for them, but they certainly didn't have a way to access it. Excuse me. Thought I usually turn that off. But so they contacted us to sell their let me turn off the sound real quick. They contacted us selling antiques, and they sent us this beautiful little poster that I've kept for a couple of years now. And they were really, basically says kind of what I just said, but the dollars will go a long way to help us feed, clothe, and educate the 400 children from low-income Kansas City families who spend their weekdays here with us at 31st and Troost. They were worried. When they finally first contacted us, they were worried about what to do with it. They sent us an email, and within an hour, says even though it's on vacation, I emailed right back and said, "Hey, we have to talk to you about it." They love checking the website each day to see how the bidding was going, and we're totally amazed at the flurry of activity in the final hours of the auction, which all of our clients are, because there's always a lot of activity at the end. Things we're doing right now. So those things, the KCPT event was a month or two ago. The Operation Breakthrough, that specific event, was a couple of years ago. We do work with those. We'll do work with those folks ongoing. We're also working with the Kansas City Public Library. We're really excited about this. It's a new project they're involved with, and I thought it was a great opportunity to help tell the story of Kansas City in a different way. The library is hosting Wikipedia edit-a-thons, which is a really curious thing where they put together essentially edit parties, and they ask for people to come in from the neighborhood and the community and help edit Wikipedia. And the reasons for that is there's a lot of information on Wikipedia, but the majority of the information comes from a very small portion of the community at large, and most of it comes from East and West Coast and major metropolitan cities. And there's a few people who drive the majority of content on Wikipedia, which is kind of scary in a way. But we co-hosted the last one event where we created and edited pages on Kansas City Black American history. The next event, we're having a meeting this afternoon. We're going to be talking about Kansas City philanthropy and philanthropists. Historically, Kansas City has had some spectacularly driven and gifted donors. Kemper family, the Ward family, and so many more that have made this city such a great gem in the middle of the country with fantastic art and performing arts and green spaces and all these great things that is only possible because of the work of some of these great families that have done so much for Kansas City. Another project we're involved with is Symphony in the Flint Hills. If you're not from the area, every year the Kansas City Symphony goes out and plays a concert in the Flint Hills of Kansas. Usually they find a ranch or pasture, and they set up their stage and their tent, and they play to about 5,000 people, make the trek to the middle of Kansas and listen to the symphony play, the sun setting, cows being driven across the prairie. It's an amazing, amazing thing. And several years ago, we were in attendance, and they do a silent auction of art there. And one year we were in attendance, and they couldn't do the art auction because it was so windy, they couldn't safely display the art. And I knew a board member. I contacted her. I said, hey, we could put that information online. We could do an auction and do it online and just offer that service, offer the platform to you. And within a couple of weeks, we had that and raised, I want to say, close to $10,000 for the symphony. And it's not for the symphony per se, it's for the organization, the Tallgrass Prairie Organization, which their mission is basically to protect, preserve, and promote the tallgrass prairies, which stretch from Oklahoma to Nebraska. And it's the largest stand of tallgrass prairies, I know, in the country and possibly in the world. But ecologically, it's extremely important to protect it. And there's been a lot of work done with that. And we're happy every year. We just uploaded the catalog on our platform yesterday. There's no bidding taking place, but they like having the catalog promoted before the event, just to give the artists recognition online in a different way, and give the event promotion online in a different way. We have it all over our Facebook page. We share it in emails, And of course, we got our auctions when we have them in the next couple of weeks. You'll see that on there as well. And it really does promote the event and the artists in a way that wouldn't normally have that exposure. And I think that's a great thing that we can do to help them. So if you're watching this, you're representing an estate and thinking, how can we support the community? Find an auction house that works with organizations, already has some tools in place to help you do that. Oftentimes we sell items or estates for people on behalf of an organization. The funds are being donated to animal hospitals, or they're being donated to the Red Cross or Operation Breakthrough, or whomever the organization is, local churches and charities. You can just donate the items directly to those organizations, and they can handle the liquidation of them in their own times. But to us, it's always been extremely important for us to give back to Kansas City and to charities in our community, because we just think that it makes our community better. It makes our standard and quality of life in the city better. And hopefully we can continue to do that over the next 15, 20 years. And we're doing it for a long time now. Like I said, Stacey and I have been married 25 years in about 6 weeks in July. So 2 months or so, we have our 25th anniversary. So we're excited about that. But we've always given back and felt that it was important to provide and support those organizations in our communities that do so much good work. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions about today, please drop a message here or on YouTube in the comments. You can always send us a direct message. Give us a phone call at 816-283-3633. Give us an email at info@kcauctioncompany.com. Letter K, letter C, auction, and company is spelled out.com. Ask us questions about this content. If you have a question about specifically how you can get involved with charities, communities, and organizations in your community, or how you can support them through the sale or distribution of your antiques, artwork, and jewelry, we'd be happy to talk to you about that and see if we can help you do that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you have a great weekend. It feels like summer is finally here in Kansas City. It's been in the high 80s and 90s this week, and today is no different. So it's finally time to turn on the air conditioning. 4 days ago we had the heat on. Today we have the air conditioning on. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.